Hey Mountain City Church, my name is Calvin. I'm a videographer here on staff, and today I am leading your weekly devotional in the book of Mark, chapters 10 and 11. So before we dive into the text, I just kind of want to give you some context of what's going on. So as of right now, we're near the end of Jesus' ministry. He is already predicting his death, and he is still being questioned by Pharisees, and also he's still teaching the disciples what the kingdom of heaven looks like. So before we dive into these passages, I want to ask you a question because it's very important. If Jesus was to look at your life right now, would he see a heart full of humility and servanthood, or would he see a heart full of selfishness and pride? I'll be honest with you, I often tend to be on the route where I care about myself more. I would tend to be selfish and value my possessions, value my time, care about status, all these things that honestly aren't important to the eyes of God. But let's be honest, a lot of us are like that. In chapter 10, there is a rich man who approaches Jesus and asks him, what does it take to get into the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus simply said, hey, sell away all your possessions and you can follow me. But to that rich man, it was more important to hold his possessions than to follow Jesus. And a lot of us may think that's crazy, but a lot of us are like the rich man. So in Mark 10:45, as we go into the passages, it says, for even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life for the ransom of many. Jesus himself gave his life for the sake of us. In chapter 11, he also arrives on a donkey, like so humble, so not full of himself, and he didn't care about status or anything. All he cared about was advancing the kingdom. So if you want to be part of the kingdom of heaven, you must come in humility and servanthood, just like Jesus. So let's resurface to the question in the beginning. What would Jesus find in your life today? Would he see a life that is full of servanthood and humility? Or would he see a life full of pride and selfishness? Are you serving people? Are you giving away your possessions? Are you giving away your resources, all for the sake of advancing the kingdom of God? I just want you to imagine this, church. If we become a church that is not full of ourselves, he will be glorified. Imagine a church that walks in unity and not in division nor competition. A church that is full of people serving one another, all for the sake of advancing the kingdom. That, my friends, is the kingdom of heaven. A church that is full of humility and selflessness. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this weekly devotional. My name is Calvin. If you are just catching up now, it's totally fine, but feel free to continue joining the reading plan throughout the rest of the year. Bye.